That's my boy. Okay, again, my name's Deirdre Grimm. Been a nurse in the community for 23 years. I didn't even know about this meeting or that this was being addressed till I saw the Facebook frenzy that one of my friends sent me a post from somebody. And quite frankly, I was really surprised at some of the comments that I saw, that it was adults making them. A lot of hurtful stuff. People don't have to be hurtful to get their point across. I understand where everybody's coming from. I really do. I only found out about this in May. But I know that we've been struggling with this child since he was 8 years old. And now I finally know the reason. I've had kids in the public school system for more than 21 years. I've always tried to support this community. And I'd like to take this opportunity myself to thank the school board, Mr. Collins, the principal, Mrs. Durr, the guidance counselor, and Mrs. Harris, the guidance counselor from last year, who I had to take Gavin out of school last year because he couldn't handle being called by his female name. He couldn't handle being othered. And the biggest thing I see here is lack of education, and I think it's partially the school's responsibility to educate your teachers if you're going to have LGBT kids that you have to deal with. And there's a huge amount in this school. Not just transgender, there's gays, lesbians, there's all kinds of kids. And I mean, it's a venue now. Kids are more accepting. Parents not so much, but kids are much more accepting. And it's just something that we have to deal with. And I don't want to be a trailblazer, but here I am in this position. And if I have to be, I will be. There's plenty of laws that have been passed in other states based on let me just go over. Another thing, too, Gavin mentioned. There's been many studies done, and how the psychologists explained it to me is they have done studies on transgender female to male transitioning, and the white matter, it's very hard to understand, but the white matter in the brain definitely looks like the male side. They think that this develops, your gender develops in your brain, a little thing called BSTC, before you're ever even born. So my child was born a male with female parts and has been fighting the female parts ever since he was born. 85% of these kids try to commit suicide because of the lack of support that they get. 50% succeed. That's why Gavin wasn't in school last year, because he was suicidal. I'm here just to go over my kids' rights. I included the Facebook frenzy in y'all's packet so you could see some of the nice comments that some of the adults had made. There's also a thing explaining what gender identity, gender expression, all that is. The biggest problem with discrimination against transgender people is that many Americans have a profound lack of understanding of what it's all about. They group, homosexual people and with transgender people, and not that I disapprove of any of it. I come from a different place. Homosexuality is who you love. Transgender is who you are deep down inside. The ACLU has a lot of information, and I've included it all for the school board to review. Do the laws prohibit sexual orientation discrimination? Do these laws protect transgender people?
Ms. Grimm, I hate to interrupt you, but I'm just trying to keep everybody on 3 minutes so everybody could speak. So, and I've been allowing you because I know there's the big topic tonight is this.
Then, okay.
Okay. So if we could close it up and we could get.
I've got all the information in there for you all.
Okay.
But let's just cut to the chase. Under Title IX, it's a federal law prohibiting sex discrimination in schools. Courts and federal agencies have concluded that discrimination or harassment because a person is transgender or gender nonconforming constitutes sex discrimination. Title IX applies to all schools that accept federal funds, including nearly all public schools. My kids happen to have a father that works on a federal facility, so both my kids, the school board gets more money for. I'm just fighting for my child's rights. My child is a boy. He identifies as a boy. There's a cover letter in here from his clinical psychologist with a PhD explaining everything. He didn't just walk in off the street and say, I feel like I'm a boy, I want to use the boys' bathroom. He has letters from psychologists. He has a legal name change, which I included. We're in the midst of getting all the transgender therapy. He's fixing to start on hormones. He's going to have the surgeries. And last but not least, to address the religious people that have a problem, I'm a Christian. And I'm a Christian that tries to be a better person every day. And this is how I look at things. 1 Samuel 16:7. But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. Thanks for letting me speak.